Oh, it's too late now. It's too late now.
It's all good. Hey guys, happy Monday. It is the last Monday of 2024, which is ridiculous to me because I was just celebrating January 1st, 2024, and now we are going to be celebrating January 1st, 2025. So this is a different Soulful Conversations, and guys, we'll see. I have three wonderful, amazing, beautiful women here with me, and we're going to be talking about how we're preparing to go into 2025 mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the things with our well-being, and talking about our experiences and how we work on staying focused and grounded and centered in all things us. And so we are all intuitives. Yes, everyone intuitive.
Yes.
Good stuff. I'm going to allow Ray and Beverly to introduce themselves. Tell the peoples what y'all be doing up in these streets and all that good stuff.
All righty then. You want to go? Well, I'll go.
Yeah.
I've been here before. My name is Ray Carr. I am a hypnotherapist and a life coach. What I do is that I help women to, move through some negative emotions like anxiety and depression, right? I help them to transform those emotions, help them to live the life that they're dreaming of living. And I do so using hypnosis and life coaching techniques, and also an awesome technique called past life regression. So that's what I do in a nutshell, real quick.
And I am. Go ahead.
Ray, sorry to cut you off, Beverly, but Ray, I did her 4-hour past life regression, and it was absolutely fucking amazing and powerful. That my life has never been the same since I did it. It was just
Wow.
Hi, Holly. Women never can wear what says hi, Holly.
Hey.
So, go right ahead, Beverly.
So I am Beverly Brown. I am a licensed mental health counselor. I am a core transformation coach and a wholeness coach. And what I do is teach women how to break free from depression, anxiety, and trauma and take their lives back. And I do that without guilt and without shame. So it's a beautiful experience to have.
Yes. I can attest to that for sure.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, y'all know me. I am Dills Victoria. I'm a whole bunch of stuff. But ultimately, I use the online spaces to share my journey of how I embody authenticity, freedom, and truth with my writing on Substack, of course, on social media, speaking life, and pouring into other people who no longer want to feel stuck, or they don't want to pretend anymore. They're tired of hiding. They just want to be their authentic, true, and free selves, where they can walk this earth in the purpose and mission of which they were created to walk. So that's my journey. That's who I is. And this is Polly Glover. She is an intuitive. She's definitely a realist. She is a leader in her own right when it comes to real, raw, transparent experiences, especially with the LGBTQ community, legitimate equal community. As well as straight people alike. She has a degree in psychology, and she utilizes that to on her Substack as well, which is a newsletter she just started. It's called G Love in the AM, where she will be talking about all things truth and transparency when it comes to relationships, life in general, and all that good stuff. Did I sum it up?
You summed it up well.
Okay, well, you can.
Tonight I'm here for the laughs. I'll be your entertainment. And this is my first time being live and just starting out. So I'm the novice of the group. So I'm gonna follow the lead of these three great women and the networking that they're doing to hopefully get to their level at some point. But yeah.
You're here. We here. What you talking about? We all right here at the same time.
Okay.
Look at us on a Monday night.
On a Monday night. So, for those of you who are new to Soulful Conversations, I created Soulful Conversations. Well, Monday night Soulful Conversations is a way to connect with my community, who are self-helpers, growth enthusiasts, people who are consistently wanting to learn, students of life, always wanting to dig deep within themselves, people who are into like self introspection. Hey, Dea, self investigation and things like that. And so I offer this space, safe space, judgment free, where I'm able to just talk about life and give them tips and strategies about how to go about doing things in a certain kind of way and your authentic self. So the topic for tonight, since we are going to like bask into 2025 in the next coming days, is how are we preparing to go into 2025 emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? Like, what does that look like for you, ladies? Can you define what that is for you? And what are your spiritual practices, your rituals on a daily basis that you are able to embody being centered and focused and calm, especially with trying times? Like, what does that look like for you?
Trying times. We have them. Trying times.
She's like, what's that?
I think the first thing for me has been reflecting on 2024. Just taking the opportunity to like go through some of the things from this perspective, from this vantage point that I've experienced in 2024. And that's one of the things that I encourage anybody to do, to like look back on the year with these eyes, right? Because when things, however 2024 was, whether it was a trying time, a joyful time, the time you got all your money, the time you lost all your money, right? The time you found friends, lost friends. Right now the perspective is different because now you have a total, you have more information and you've grown through that time. So I think that has been one of the biggest things for me, is just like looking back on 2024 with these eyes, right? And looking back at some of those experiences. And I've been doing that unashamedly for the past
Unashamedly? Unashamed?
Yes, take that word. Go with it, right? For the past, I want to say couple of weeks, just really like thinking back and like taking the intentional time to stop and think about, January of 2024, what that was, February of 2024, what that was, some of the experiences I've had, some of the places I've been to, some of the people I met, and really take from there, kind of start from there by taking account of all of the experiences that I've had in 2024. And even prior to 2024, because we know we're on a healing journey and we realize that something that might have happened in
2018
resurfaced.
2011.
I think it's really important to do when you take that time to retrospect, that you don't retrospect with guilt or shame.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sometimes when we look back, I think that we look back and we look more at what's happening to us that we did wrong than we look at what we were able to accomplish or what we enjoyed even. So I think we do three measurements actually. We measure guilt, shame, and money.
Oh yeah, that last one. The last
Yeah,
one.
that last one, and we let that last one determine whether or not we've had a good year. If I made money, if I didn't make money, if I saved money, if I didn't save money. But sometimes there are other things going on in there, especially as we move through our healing journey, so that no, our money wasn't right, but we had better self-care.
Yep.
And our money wasn't right, but we had more fun. Now, I'm a whole advocate for fun.
Hey.
Definitely. Because the healing happens in the fun. So not retrospecting from the point of guilt, shame, or money. Not letting money be the thing that helps you determine whether or not your year was a good, the only thing, let me say that, not letting it be the only thing that determines if your year was a good quality year. And looking back and realizing you really did do the best you could. Doesn't mean it turned out right.
Yeah.
It just means you did the best that you could with the tools that you had.
I got to
Yeah.
piggyback off of what you said, Beverly, about just doing the best that you could, because oftentimes we beat ourselves up as human beings, and we focus so much on what we did wrong as opposed to patting ourselves on the back for what we did right, and how we can move forward with the lessons that we've learned, the experiences that we've been through, and apply it to moving forward in life, as opposed to just worrying about, okay, well, this didn't work out, that didn't work out, I lost my job, I went through a breakup, da 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 da, like you were saying. So focusing on the things that we did right in 2024 and how we want to apply that into 2025.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. And keeping a track of those things.
Mm-hmm.
We mentally keep a track of all the things we do wrong.
Indeed. Yeah.
We know those. Like if I said to you September 2024, you could give me 3 things you know you could have done better. But you couldn't give me 3 things that you did and you did good. Because we just had this thing where we filed those away. And on to the next one. And on to the next one.
But I think too, part of
Ray, that mindset, that comes back to changing mindset. Going back to September, if you can think 3 things you did wrong, or 3 things you regret, or any of the 3 negatives, you've got to be able to find a way to make that a positive. You know, because this year, I'm gonna tell you, it's been a damn year. This year, there's been a lot of roller coaster, but it's leveled out at the end of the year. And we can all do the woulda, coulda, shouldas, you know, but really that's taking time from what we're developing and our growth for where we're trying to get. If we keep staying on the woulda, coulda, shouldas, I mean, I mean, we can beat ourselves up for years for that, but you know, at some point we have to let it go. And you know, and that's the hardest thing, I think, that a lot of women and a lot of people in general have a hard time. It's not letting it go where you haven't learned from it. It's not making that a focal point, like both you women have said. Not make the negative a focal point, and look out of that negative. There is something positive that came out of it. It may be one thing, and redirecting your focus helps dealing with that negative. And
my word for 2025 is comfort. So there's a part of us that's already had a bunch of negative experiences, but we haven't learned to comfort that part.
Right.
So
no, we beat ourselves up on that part.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, nobody else can comfort it because everybody else in the world has moved on, except for that part of you.
Exactly.
So nobody else can bring comfort but you to that part of you.
Definitely.
It's like they say, you know, no one can save you but yourself.
Oh, most definitely.
Nobody could actually go through your process of transforming and elevating until you go into yourself and try to figure out, okay, like, what was this experience teaching me? Because I'm that type of person. I'm always asking, what is this experience teaching me? What does this relationship teach me? And just sit with the self. And a lot of people have a hard time sitting with themselves. And a lot of people have a hard time wanting to uncover who they truly are. They're so afraid of it. And they stay within the comfort zone of not wanting to just like say fuck it and jump sometimes and go through the process of doing the necessary work, which is an amazing, powerful gift that you can give yourself as a human being when you find out exactly who you are and not live in the perception of who you thought you were or who people think you are.
A lot of times what happens and what we don't realize is happening is that we've taken on a voice of other people. So we have that voice in our head, and that's the voice of judgment that tells us, oh, this experience or this thing or this emotion or this thought is bad or good. You know, one of the things I try to get people to realize, it's not bad or good. If I wanted to gain 10 pounds and I eat food from McDonald's, that's a positive thing because it's taking me towards the goal of gaining 10 pounds. But if you wanted to lose 10 pounds and you ate the same food that I ate, now it's a bad thing or a negative thing because it's taking you away from the goals that you are set for yourself. So the
Mhm.
action or the thought or the emotion itself is not good or bad, but because we've taken on that voice of other people in our head, we're saying, oh, this action or this emotion or whatever I've experienced is good or bad, rather than think of it as, is it taking me towards goals that I've made for myself, or is it taking me away? Because when you're in that judgment of, oh, it's so bad, it's so terrible, I'm so terrible, you're taking the voice of other people, what other people have decided is bad or negative, and placing that on yourself, right? And in that, nobody can jump into you and save that little that 4 or 5 year old, 10-year-old, whatever age, that inner
Mhm.
child space of you, right? Because what we've done is taken on that inner parent in here of other people, or taken on that inner friend in here, that voice of other people that's judging us the way that we feel or expect other people will be judging us on the outside. So part of taking that account of 2024 is like intentionally saying to myself, you weren't bad for doing that. There was nothing wrong with doing that. There was nothing wrong with doing that, because all of those steps, whether it made you cry or made them cry, got you right.
Tony's delight is
Got you to this place. So definitely taking account
Yeah,
of
that's better.
okay.
it's been a great and wonderful exercise for me.
Oh yeah, so much better.
We're fixing glare.
We just fixed the lighting because it was just like a little dark, and just wanted to see her beautiful face.
Okay.
You lit.
I can't do nothing with her. I'm not even saying.
You have anything to chime in on that?
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
You taking notes?
Take notes.
Okay, cool.
These are good notes.
I
Yeah.
want to piggyback off what Ray just said. Just like we have to let them go, we got to
Look
make
at
sure
Mr.
we're not
Bear.
listening. Mr. Bear is
He had
here.
to come.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's the superstar. He's the
Hey, Lexi. Hi, Alexis.
therapy kitty.
We have to make sure that we're not taking on other people's goals as our own.
Mm.
Under that same judgment,
Oh yeah.
under the judgment that I need to lose 20 pounds. So now the goal is not mine. It's some arbitrary voice somewhere saying I need to lose 20 pounds, when there may be something else that, if you heal that, would lead to a 20-pound goal.
Mhm.
It would
Yeah.
lead to a 20-pound weight loss. So we take on these ideas of what we're supposed to be. This year was one of those years for me. I had a lot of what I'm supposed to be. I had to work through what I'm supposed, and then I had to realize I'm all I got. Like,
Mhm.
that's it. So I got to work with this in the most compassionate way that I can, because I know there's a lot of people who push, but it's the compassion that
Mhm.
keeps us moving. It's that part of us being loved and cared for that keeps us moving toward our goals.
True.
So if you guys had three words to describe how you want your 2025 to be, how you're going into 2025, you're leaving 2024, whatever's happened has happened. We're not carrying all that baggage into 2025. We're leaving it. I don't know, sage everything, everybody. Just carry it in your pocket. Do something like, hold on, wait.
That might be the 3 words. Sage everybody.
Everybody.
So if we all had 3 words, what would y'all's words be? Like 3 words.
I know mine.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going
I knew it.
2024 with fun, playful, compassionate.
That's it. 3. 3.
Oh,
3.
did I say
No,
3?
you can't see. I broke the rules. See, we're not playing Monopoly with you.
All right. I'm sorry.
is definitely flow, 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 courage, and joy. Flow, courage, and joy. That's what I am hopeful to embody
this year.
2025.
What's yours? Let's hear yours.
Mhm.
Humor, love, and gratitude.
Ooh,
Amen.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All that will come like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
So, yeah,
definitely.
those are my three.
Sustainability, gratitude, and love. Those are my three.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
And
I love
everyone in the chat, thank you guys for tuning in. The 11 people that's tuning in. Let us know what your three words are. Dea says hers is freedom, peace, and focus. And also let us know who you are, where you're viewing from, and what you're grateful for, because we always want to know what you're grateful for sure. So let
And
us know.
could you imagine? I'm one of those people that one, I love Captain Planet, right? That was combined, right? Right. Her three words, my three words, your three. Everybody in the chat, right? With our powers combined, right?
Yes.
We could do some things, right? Because
Mhm.
I believe in the power of like collective consciousness, the power of all of us wanting a better reality, doing our part, right? Embodying our three words, or embodying that image of who it is that we desire to be. Because I believe when we create that image in our minds, it's not somebody that's terrorizing the earth, right? There's a special group of people that's probably that, but for the most part, if we're all working to authentically embody those parts, those things, how greater our experience with each other would be, how great our experience on this earth could be, So yes, let's combine those powers.
And anybody terrorizing the earth is not having any of the experiencing any of the words we've talked about.
Indeed.
No, they're not. Yeah. That's a whole different set of words.
That's a whole different set of words.
So Dea says she's viewing in from the Garden State, grateful for healthy relationships. Pacing myself says faith, happiness, and strength are her three words going into 2025. Faith,
Yeah.
happiness, and strength.
Faith, happiness, and
And
strength.
Dea's got freedom, peace,
And it doesn't even matter if you're showing up in that right now.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the words come to you mean that's where you're projecting to go.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You might as well start now. Keep repeating it. We only got a couple days. Then you're already greased and ready to go.
Yes.
Good
But
day.
they're practical things too, to do rather than just go into the mind, right? This is a wonderful time to start. So don't call me to help you clean your house, because that means I'm going to throw everything out, right? That's how I clean. Ask my daughters. It's like, oh, mommy on that cleaning stuff again. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because she will throw them out. Okay. I would absolutely throw things out. But this is a wonderful time to purge, right? To as a practical experience, as a practical exercise. It's a wonderful time to remove from your home what you don't want in your home in the new year. One of the things I really stuck by is you bring in the new year being and having the things that you desire to have for the rest of the year. A couple of years I slept. I slept in the new year. And I had wonderful, relaxing years, right? But so I believe that practically there are things, that you can prepare for the new year. I've been purging emails, from my Gmail. I've been purging papers from the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I've spent these last couple of weeks, just preparing for a fresh, new set of energy, fresh new air, cleaning your house, clean up your pocketbooks, all of that stuff.
I ain't done nothing.
Not the pocketbook.
I ain't done a thing.
She said, I ain't
And
doing
I'm
it.
away, and I'm away from home. And I'm away from home, but that is the thing. That I'm starting my year with my friend.
Yes.
Rather than sitting at home by myself, wishing for whatever, Prince Charming or the Hulk or whoever whoever we dreaming of, connect with somebody nearby you.
Yeah.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand and say, hey, that's right. Why don't we bring the new year in together? You bring the Kool-Aid, I'll bring the cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go from there. So that you don't have, because you have this myth of the romantic New Year start.
Yeah.
That says, another one of those other people's rules. If we don't have a romantic partner for the new year, it means that
what's wrong with you. That
whole year.
Yeah. So start it differently. Hang out with a friend, call a buddy, call 2 or 3 people and say, let's do the slide.
Let's do the slide. That's funny. A virtual slide.
It's scrolling up TikTok. I saw something. Because I get random things. I saw something that said, if you sit under a table and eat 12 grapes, that's what you're supposed to do.
For the new year.
For the new year, sit under the table and eat 12 grapes. Then what?
You enjoy the grapes, but it tasty.
I remember, because my family's from the West Indies growing up, and so when it came to the new year, we would bring in the new year at a party. We'll be partying, drinking, dancing, the whole 9 yards, and so on and so forth. And I never realized that set the tone for the year, because we were in high vibration, high frequency, and it was just like all love, all music, dancing, shaking your ass, all that kind of stuff. And that's how the new year went, right? And then further down the line, I would be with my partner or whatever the case may be to bring in the new year, and it would just be chill, and the rest of the year would be chill. So again, it's just setting that tone, that high vibration and frequency, and how you want to embody it. Like Dea said, how are you going to embody it?
Yeah.
And it starts with, again, the mindset, because sometimes, I remember one New Year, I don't remember how old I was. I think I was like 7 or 8 years old, and we got into like a really, really bad car accident. It was me, my mom, my sister, my stepdad at the time, and he had a really big van. And I don't know if the driver that was coming towards him didn't adhere to the stop sign or whatever, but the vehicle that I was in, he hit us on impact so hard that the van that we were in went up to the ear like this, and it just tumbled like 3 times. And then when it hit the ground, the wheels were up. And my stepdad at the time, there was gasoline everywhere. He crawled out the van, was in the gasoline, and was smoking a cigarette. And my mom had to scream to kind of wake him up, because he was just in a daze. And so that new year was just like horrible, because it started out like that way. And so I always remember that. And I'm so grateful, because I was like, I think 10 at the time, that I'm still here, because that could have went completely straight left.
Oh my goodness.
For me, sometimes when it comes to New Year's, I don't like going out because of that specific situation. That's kind of like a little bit of a trigger for me. Not that I didn't go out on New Year's, but sometimes I'm just like, I prefer to just be home with the person I care about or people I care about, and just call it a damn day, have some champagne, eat some food, and get my ass to bed, because I'm safe.
For sure.
And I think that we don't want to lock people into believing that the way their year starts is the only way that their year can go.
Right.
Because we do have the power of choice. So at any point, February 5th, April 13th, you know what I'm saying? You want to change what's happening in your year, you can change it.
Absolutely, for sure. So
You know,
when you let's go a little bit deeper with that when it comes to like changing and belief systems and so on and so forth, because I think a lot of people have such a hard time with like their belief system mindset and changing. So when you say the way that you start the new year is you don't have to end it like that. Let's go deeper into that and what you mean by that. Like it, give an example and such, because I think sometimes people be like, what do you mean by that?
well, let's take our number one criteria, money. You know, it's one of my beliefs. It's one of my practices that I always have $5 on the New Year. Like that's my practice, and $5 is my symbolical dollar. I very seldom go higher. So if you ever hear me talk about a dollar, I'm going to be saying five. Unless it's a big amount, then I say 15. So, so, so if you don't have $5 today, you don't have to believe that because you don't have $5 at the new year, it means that you can't have any money.
Yeah.
Not having $5 might be an indication that it's time for you to do something or change something to generate money. Now, that's one of the things that I love. I think when I learned to do the wholeness work, money was a real issue with me. But when I learned how to make wholeness with money, I was able to see money coming into my life differently. And that was an amazing thing because it wasn't one of the things I was searching for. But as I was learning to have wholeness on the inside of me, money came easier. It flowed. It wasn't a search or a struggle. And we have to learn that, but as my grandmother say, it also flowed with me learning more skills and having more things to offer. So there was, things went together. It wasn't that the money just flowed through the window. The money flowed.
You didn't go out and get it off your tree?
I didn't go get it off the tree, honey.
Yes.
Wait a minute. I gotta send my daughter. I got a daughter. I call her Victoria, and I say every time I say your name, I have to send you. Cost me $5. She said, "Can you say it 5 times today?"
This is a good time to like develop. I think to piggyback off of Beverly, to develop that mindset of growth, right? Because you've taken the opportunity to assess where it is that you are, where you've been, where you are, right? And you say, okay, I don't have that $5. Right? It's a great time because it is the beginning of the year. Things reset. I mean, we are on a calendar. Things reset. It's a wonderful time to set some personal goals of growth, of learning how to get the $5. Not
save it.
Exactly. And not just, oh, I gotta have it. Now I'm a millionaire in my mind, but also how do I get there? To commit to the growth process, however small it is. Read one book, heck, read a page, to commit to the growth mindset. One of the things we were talking about earlier is like going in to 2025, not wanting to do hard things. And not doing things that are hard, and not saying don't challenge yourself in the things that you find joy and happiness in, or you find yourself in. Most definitely will challenge you, but usually you welcome the challenge because there's this cycle of I'm challenged, I learn, I'm better, and I get that reward, the internal reward of that. But going into 2025, I don't want to be doing anything that feels like
Force.
Going against me, right? Going against what I know is my flow. And, to do that, it requires me to learn how to do it differently. This guy right here,
Mr. Bass is trying to tell us what he got planned for 2025.
a YouTube channel. He's like, I'm gonna have. He's like,
I think YouTube channel, Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear is on YouTube channel. Over on this side, we got Polly and then Willie. I don't know where Willie at, but Polly over here asleep. Like she worked hard for today. I don't know what she's doing over
She
there.
was top flight security. He was patrolling the perimeter through the window. Made sure to alert you with any movement of a leaf.
I mean, there's all sorts of good vibes. There's all sorts of good vibes. The animals just chilling. Just chilling.
So how are you going to be like mentally, emotionally, and spiritually preparing yourself for the new year? And what does that look like? Because I think mental, emotional, and spiritual ways of being, a lot of people are they're conscious and aware of it, and some are not.
I'm not beating myself up this year.
Good for you. I'm with you. Good for you.
Good stuff.
That's part of my yeah, that's the new step. That's yeah.
So what,
Yeah.
does that entail?
I guess for me, the is going to be showing gratitude every day, you know, and then I'm doing a 30-day cycle of journaling, seeing how my 30 days from like January goes from, you know, each month. I'll be able to compare it, and then I have a kind of a roadmap for the year, right? But yeah, there's some things I've set boundaries for myself that I'm not going to put myself through. If I, you know, okay, if I jacked it up, I jacked it up. Sorry, I'm going to keep it moving. You know, mentally, I'll go through, you could have handled that different. You could have maybe done that a little different, but to sit there and spend days upon days upon days, yeah, that's not going to be, that's going to flip into something positive for sure. Yeah. Because even the, you know, everybody's like, oh, we got to go to work. Hey, at least we got a job, you know? So it's the little things. When they say it's the little things, those little things that you're grateful for do add up to the big things. And then it opens you up for those bigger things to come. So that's how that's my mantra for 2025.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're tripping over things, and I'm not speaking to you, but if you've got things coming up in your life and you just can't move past them, that's when you should be reaching out for help.
Mm-hmm.
If it keeps coming up, if that fall in the 5th grade is still coming up, if that fall in the 5th grade is coming up again this year, or if you still every now and then thinking about it, you should be stopping to say, what's the significance of this fall? Because just because it's a fall, you know, sometimes there are other things attached to those things that we are not always aware of. And they can't go away because they are part of our core beliefs. They are part of who we are. And unless we shine the light on them, they just keep popping up. Not to harm us, but to say to us, hey, take care of me. This is an issue. I know it seems like a small one, you know, but please take care of me.
Agreed 100% with that, 100%. For me, it's kind of similar to Holly's, not beating myself up. For me, is more accepting and embracing and embodying that I deserve all things. And to like really expand and play as big as I want to play and do as much as I want to do and be exactly as powerfully as I am in all things, especially when it comes to my business, finance, work, all of those things, just to play as big as I want to play. Yesterday, I was reflecting on the passion. And the passion for me, I started doing my newsletters on Substack since October, and I got more into Substack. So when you were talking about learning more things, Ray, and going through that process, Substack has taught me a lot within a week about how I can utilize my writing to create the income that I want. And so that's what I've been working on. And it actually opened up my passion again for writing, like speech writing for special occasions, things like that. And also wanted to get back into speaking because I love public speaking and I've done it for a while. And then afterwards, it's just like, hosting, interviewing, because I do that so well. And I love hosting. I love interviewing, especially when it comes to interviewing entrepreneurs and other people, because I have this knack to bring out the potential out of them, but also ask them thought-provoking questions that no one else has asked them before. And things like that. So going a little bit bigger with that's concerned and expanding it. So I started activating it as of yesterday when it comes to like, okay, well, how much money do I want to ask for when it comes to me speaking? How much money do I ask for when it comes to being a host, or even when it comes to writing speeches and so on and so forth? Because I know I'm that damn good at it. I'm great at it. So it's no longer having to play small when it comes to asking for what I know that I deserve. And the fact that I'm so experienced in it, like, why the hesitancy? Just move forward and do it.
Yeah, perfect.
And
And
she's just
similar, I think similar move for me moving into 2025, and why I put the courageous aspect on there is, like you said, not playing small and utilizing the various gifts, that I have.
Mhm.
I love to write, but when you get to a space where you write things and you're just really writing it for yourself, which is, true creativity, right? Which, or at least I believe that. But having the courage to share, right?
Mhm.
Having the courage to just put it out there and say, this is my thoughts, right? This is what I was thinking in that moment. This is my feelings. This is how I chose to express them.
Yeah.
And put it out there, knowing that it will hit the right person in the right way, or the wrong person in the right way, whatever, right? That it will do exactly what it is supposed to do. So I think going into 2025, that is part of my process. But that starts with, and what I typically do at the end of the year is write a letter. I fall out of the practice of doing affirmations every day. Um, yeah, I don't do affirmations. It's just like, right? So I tend to write out, what my year is going to look like. I tend to write out what I want to do, the adventures that I want to take, and I take it and I fold it up and I put it away. And usually by the end of the year, I've seen these things manifest in my life, and I've seen these things play out in my life. And a lot of times like taking it, writing it down and putting it away. It's kind of like writing it out there in the universe and letting whatever happens happen, as opposed to,
Controlling it.
trying to control it, right? Or not even trying to control everybody around me. Like, y'all need to buy 10 of these packages, or
I know the feeling.
okay, I need y'all to call me by the 15th, so that rather than try to control things in that way, allowing the flow by utilizing all of my gifts, utilizing all of the gifts, as opposed to taking some and putting them on the shelf. And then, that's even in the area of friendship and business and relationship with my daughters, and with my sisters, siblings, things like that. Yeah, just you being courageous enough to use all of the gifts.
And not being afraid to just put it out there, like you said, because I mean, Substack for me is a great platform where I can share everything about myself. And it comes from the journey of embodying authenticity, freedom, and truth within the self through life experiences and what my life has taught me and what experiences I've been through has taught me. And it's been really good. And it's helping me to definitely be more of the writer that I am, where I'm having fun with it. It's just not like, I got to go on Substack and do this thing. And it's showing because I'm getting traction. Like, my subscription base is like almost 300 now. And I got a subscriber. And when I posted it in the notes of Substack, I got over 187 likes and like 97 comments. Like, congratulations. Thank you. Not only am I on Substack, but I'm building community on Substack and networking with people that I've never networked with before. And I love it because it's in real time. It's not just like Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. Not that there's nothing wrong with it, but I feel like I needed something of a platform that's more of substance to me.
Yeah.
Where I have like-minded people who are writers who are sharing their stories. So it's a nice platform.
Beautiful.
And Holly just did hers today.
Good stuff, Holly.
What's your Substack about?
It's a variety of things. You'll have to check it out.
Is there a special name that we need to check it
G
out?
Love in the AM.
Say it again.
G Love in the AM.
G Love in the AM. Okay, we'll do that.
Why is it G Love in the AM? You gotta tell the people.
Well, it's not G rated.
Okay.
So just kind of let your mind wander on that one for a minute.
Okay, we got it.
Because her social media, sometimes I'll be on there dying so hard, so fast. I'll just be like, what is this chick talking about now?
All sorts of stuff. And I got a lot of people that go on my Facebook just to see what I'm gonna say, or see what I'm not gonna, or see what I'm gonna post. And it's never anything of any, I don't try to get in any political with anybody, but there's been some that have sought me out and said some stuff, and then my friends always come to the defense about know your audience. You don't like what she's saying, stay off my page.
Find someplace else to land.
I've said that as a PSA several times, as PSA for today is, if you don't like what I'm saying or posting, stay the mess off my page. Simple as that. No harm, no foul.
It's like I was a couple years old when I realized that the secret sauce is you, right? The secret sauce is you.
Secret sauce is you.
Yeah,
baby.
I was like last years old when I realized that. You know what I'm saying? That the secret, not really, but really, that the secret to connecting and finding your community and really being in a space where the connection is true and it's authentic, right? The secret sauce is always just being yourself. And your people gravitate to you in that way. And if you're, even if it's being your funky self, you get some funky people around you, and then you realize, us funky, somebody got to change,
But don't we need funky people? Don't we need people? Because sometimes funky people challenge us to grow. They challenge us to gather new information. They challenge us to test these hypotheses that we created in our bedroom in the middle of the night on a stomach ache. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we need them. They are a special sauce.
Their secret sauce.
Yeah. Secret sauce. They are secret sauce.
So Jackie from Women Networking Worldwide, who's also a menopause women's health advocate, is saying her 3 words for 2025 is health, abundance, and gratitude. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie also says that grapes is part of this whole New Year's thing. Jackie, can you just type in the chat, just tell us more about that. Expound on that for me. Because I've heard about it, but it ain't something I'm going to go do on the table, get some grapes. Like, that just don't make no damn sense. But anyway, that's just.
So there's more we need to know about the grapes. Okay.
Are they seedless?
Are they purple? Are they red?
Right. What type of table?
Exactly. Does it need to have tablecloth or can't? What is it? Tell me about it.
If it has anything to do with kids, so I don't want them to do it. Grapes on the table.
So I have a question for you ladies. What is the biggest lesson you've learned in 2024 that you're applying into 2025?
Forgiveness.
Biggest lesson?
Yours is forgiveness. That's a good one.
Why forgiveness?
Because you have to even start to mend and grow, you have to not only forgive yourself, but forgive the people around you, or the people that you may have encountered that didn't make last year so great. It all starts with forgiveness, and you have to start with yourself.
Yep. Why do you think people have a hard time with forgiveness?
I do work as a therapist, and this is going to sound a little different, but I don't teach my people to forgive. Because I think forgiveness indicates that whatever the issue we're trying to forgive has not healed in us. So we have a time has gone on, and the issue is still living in us as though it's still happening.
Mm.
And when we can reset time so that your mind and your heart understands that the issue did happen, it wasn't great, it was funky, but it's not happening now. And in the now, I don't have to forgive it. Why? Because it's not happening. If it's that thing that I said earlier, if that issue is still kicking you, if you feeling it, and I have had some things like that in my life, but when they're rested, when I learn how to put them in their proper time space concept, then they go to sleep, and the forgiveness is not as necessary. Forgiveness is a tool to get there. But in the way that I work, I don't teach forgiveness. I teach, if you need to forgive something, that's because it feels like it's happening to you in the moment.
Yes. And I think a lot of times too, it's not an unwillingness to forgive the other person, because rationally we're like, we can rationalize our way to understanding the situation. I think a lot of times there's not knowing how to forgive the self, right? A lot of times people sit in that like, I should have been able to protect myself. I should have known better. I should have seen this coming, right? And it's not necessarily a thing of being hardened against people. It's a thing of learning how to forgive yourself, or learning how to move to absolve yourself of that responsibility of what was happening or what had happened to you from another person.
Yeah, what you experienced.
Exactly.
And then we go back to that comfort. We go back to comfort because it happened when you were 5. You're the only person who's comfort carrying it around.
Yeah.
So how do we comfort that part of you? And most of the time, that's what's happened. Trauma happens. It's bigger than the body. The body can't absorb it. We don't have enough people to absorb it with us. And it creates a funnel of aloneness. So we have to go back and comfort that part that felt that aloneness, that felt that isolation. And when we do that right, that part of us actually gets to grow up and doesn't have to go back to that issue in the same way.
I think my biggest lesson in 2024 is that everything doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to learn a lesson from negative spaces all the time. You can create opportunities to learn from joy,
I love that.
From flow, from a space of, hey, I just want to learn. You don't have to learn from a negative space.
Right.
And for the longest time, at least for myself, I learned a lot of hard lessons. I was one of those hard-headed child. You know what I mean? Take the long way, get the butt whooping, do it again, do it 3 times, and like, oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't have did it this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am finally moving into a space where I know because I've experienced that, not I know because it happened to other people, but because I know from my own experience that I can learn from a space of, I can learn lessons that I choose to learn. I don't have to be taught harsh life lessons. And I choose that walking into 2025. You want to teach me something? I'm going to sign up for the class. Don't just show up, try to teach me a lesson. Let me sign up.
I totally get that. I think for me is learning that I can choose to do whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want it, however the hell I want it, with no fucks giving, and not worrying about what him, she, they, and them and those is thinking about it. Because it's not based on them, it's based on me.
That's a good lesson, honey.
Oh, yes.
That's a good lesson. Yes.
I'm a recovering people pleasing, recovering giver and fixer that I would overextend, especially when it comes to people I'm in relationships with, that I tend to, I used to over accommodate and over just like keep them in a space of feeling comfortable and so on and so forth, where I'm giving, and I'm giving so much that I'm draining myself. And I was like, fuck this shit. I don't gotta do that no more. Like, why?
Especially if you're not getting back in
What you want out
return
of
what
it.
you do, what you want, what you deserve, what you desire.
As somebody I know said, you're not even getting the kindness you're giving out.
Yes.
Exactly. And
So
so I had to learn that. And I don't have to do that no more, because I have, hello, Holly from Houston. Hey, Brooke.
Hey.
I had to learn that I don't have to feel guilty for saying no. I don't have to feel guilty for walking away, because I have such a huge heart and I'm a very loyal person. And it comes with friends, family, relationships, that I'm just like, it is what it is. Fuck that shit. I'm going back later. And not worry about it, not think about it anymore, to be like, oh, but maybe did I make the right decision, or did I? No, you made the decision that felt right for you at the time that it felt right for you. And it's okay if you just walk away from situations that are no longer working, because at that moment in time, you're making a choice to break a cycle, a toxic behavior, a pattern that is not who you are no more.
That's right.
That's what I learned in 2024.
I am still learning that. That was a large part of my 2024. Being a mother, my mom died in 2023,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm the oldest child. So the goal is to slide right into that role.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not always the best place to go. It's not, sometimes people are in a role because they don't know they can get out of a role. So, but I was real clear with my mom. We had the discussion, and I told her I'm not going to be the matriarch. Like, I'm not going to do it.
Conversation with my mom too, and she was just like, "You sound disrespectful." I'm like, "I'm sorry, but I gotta tell you, I gotta speak my truth. I gotta tell you."
But I didn't know you had to learn how not to be the matriarch.
Yep.
Because it's such a natural step to just be moving in and taking over, and you don't even know you're taking over. You think you helping.
Yeah.
You think I'm helping. I'm doing a little extra, and you were trying to control people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Folks can't even do what they need to do for themselves because you're controlling them. Let people be. Let the people live.
The other part about that too is, like they say, sometimes you have to allow people to just learn their lessons, because maybe that's their karma. Maybe that's something that they got to work on, and you can't take on the responsibility of another person's lesson that they need to learn. And that's something I had to learn too, because I wanted to save and help everybody. And then I'm like, wait a minute, who the fuck is trying to help and save me? Oh, handle your business. Bye.
Can save nobody. If you have a job in front of you, you throw all your money at it, you throw all your time and your energy at it, and nothing changes, guess what? It wasn't your job.
Yep.
Mm.
It wasn't your job. And sometimes the other person's job is to do their work. Yes, I know you got to work a extra shift this week. That's right. To wake up for the light bill. Like let me show you this. This is really how this works. I had somebody helping me with the project. And at the end of the project, the person said, "Hey, can I tap a little extra onto that?" And I stood in my place and I said, "No, I'm paying you this amount. I've checked the numbers. I know you ain't making this nowhere else." And then I got home and realized the person had just said to me, "I'm going to the Christmas ball. The tickets are $50. If I had not been paying attention, I would have been financing the ball.
You didn't pay his night out.
Out of that niceness thing. That's what niceness looks like. Yeah, I can give you a little extra. We ain't doing that.
The little extra I gave to you have me light on what I need to get.
I mean, all types of stuff. Nah. Brooke says, yes, I had this very discussion with my siblings and their adult children when my mom fell ill. That coddling y'all BS is over.
It's got to fix it here first.
That's true.
Because like you, Beverly, I'm the oldest on my mom's side. And for a very long time, like from 14 years old, I was helping like change diapers and bottles and cooking and cleaning and doing this all the kind of stuff. And by the time I was 20, I was mommy the fuck out, and it wasn't even my children. So it came to a point where I just had to make a decision. It was so hard for me to like no longer be that master people pleaser or I felt like I was being in training to be the matriarch, like you said.
Yeah.
And so I had to take a step back, and the women in my family, they were just like, oh, but you're changing, and why are you changing who you are? You're fine just the way you are. But that's like quote unquote meaning don't change, let me continue to walk all over you, so I don't have to take on the responsibility to do what I need to do when it comes to my children, myself, And it was very hard for me because when you're in a family that's so manipulative, so to speak, and some of them are narcissistic or they have narcissistic tendencies, they tend to make everything fall on you. And so I had to come to a point where I'm like, nah, you can't do this. You're too old, you're too grown. And it makes no damn sense for you to continue to allow these people to make you feel a certain kind of way when you know down deep in your heart, that's not who you are. That's not who you never were. So it's changing my mindset and my belief system of having to be the people pleaser and the fixer and the giver. And that took me a very, very long time to no longer be that way, because that's not who I am at all. But I was trained that way. And, when you have that programming for many, many years,
Yes.
and having to break that cycle is a lot.
Yes. And when you don't know it's a cycle, I didn't know it was a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was happening to me. And somebody pointed it out, and I'm like, I'm ready now. You know what I'm saying? But she was courageous. She didn't stop pointing it out. She kept saying, look at this. Look at this. You're doing this. And I did not perceive it as people in the way that you described it. This is just how our family flow. This is how we roll. This is how we roll. But it never dawned on me we roll that way because nobody's ever had the courage to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I think when I had the past life regression session with Ray, I was able to see myself on the outside in as opposed to inside out. And I started paying attention and being aware of my family dynamic. And I was looking at my mom and her brother have a conversation one day. And I'm like, shit, I learned how to gaslight, manipulate, shut down, stonewall, and silent treatment from these people. And it was like, y'all are still little boys and little girls walking around in grown-ass women and men bodies thinking that you're doing something, but you're not. And so I had to have that come to Jesus moment with her, like, hey, I say this with love and I mean no disrespect, but I learned X, Y, Z from the family dynamic. And so now it's up to me to be responsible to break these patterns because it's fucking up my relationships.
Yeah.
And of course, what happened? Shut down, manipulation, stonewall, silent treatment. I'm like, this is some bullshit.
And this is the thing when you realize like the relationships that you've had with other people just mimics the relationship you have with yourself. Just mimics, like you say, how you've learned to do all of these things in your family dynamic. And you do these things not realizing that you are part of the problem as well.
That's what I was saying. Like, I was like, I'm the one that's still in this vicious cycle and toxic behavior. And because when we had the past life regression session, the one question I asked you is why did my relationships fail the way that they fail? How come they weren't working? Like, what am I doing wrong? And the next day I had all the flood of downloads popping in and I was typing it on my phone. I couldn't type it fast enough. And it was so many things that popped up, like not advocating for my needs enough, not considering the other person, not doing this, not doing that. And it all trickled down just from that one session. Like everything it was just like clear as day, clear as fucking day. And I was like, damn, she good.
She good. So she good. She good.
And it's being open and willing and ready to receive the information and to receive the messages that you're going to get, and to make sure that you want to do better. because I wanted to do better. I wanted to make sure that I was changing and growing, so my next relationship would flourish even much more fruitfully, as opposed to the same cycles and patterns which I've become accustomed to.
Yeah, definitely. And what becomes important is that you see yourself. That's why I love doing past life regression, because you get to see yourself, not what other people told you about yourself, not what other people expect to see of you. You get to see yourself and assess yourself from that space. And if it's anything that I hope that we all try to learn in 2025, it's like, ain't nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not pieces. You're not fractured. You're not damaged. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You're having this experience, and every part of this experience is important. The only thing I would say, perhaps we have not paid attention to the experiences and learned from the experiences as we should, but there's nothing wrong with you.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with you.
And y'all hear that in the chat? Ain't nothing wrong with y'all.
Nothing wrong with you.
Even those things that are not working in your life the way you want them to work, they're only requests for growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you start in the year and you don't have $5 at the beginning of the year, it's nothing wrong with you. But your mind is saying to you, I'd like to have $5 when the year starts next year. So let's start making a plan. And it actually works easier if you flow with the request than it does if you try to resist the request.
Yeah.
Agreed. I just wanted to take a moment to point out Holly's shirt.
What does it say?
I'm a vegetarian. Just so you know.
Such a
Just so you know. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay, so I wanted to take this moment because one thing that we do here on Monday Night Soulful Conversations is I do card pulls from my affirmation deck and my Goddess Isis deck. And this is something that my community always wait for and they look for because it's giving them motivation, inspiration, hope, encouragement, all that good stuff. So I'll start with you ladies. Would you like a card pull?
Yes, I would.
All right. I have to always ask permission. So I'll start with Ray. And this is an affirmation deck that I created. It is not an oracle deck. It's not a tarot deck. It's none of those things, which I like them, but I feel like this is more of affirmational. So let's go with Ray. So your affirmation says, my energy attracts peace, freedom, and abundance into my life. My energy attracts peace, freedom, and abundance into my life.
Yeah. I receive that. I receive that.
And anyone else in the chat who wants a card pull, just you know how this goes. Say yes. So Beverly, yours is here we go. Every day I release old patterns and embrace my true authentic self.
Amen. I totally agree with that.
All right.
So that means I'm gonna be learning more this year.
Right. Holly, would you like a card pull? Okay. And okay, Mr. Willie over here, the cat. I don't know if you can see him.
Oh,
is he asking for a card too?
I don't know what he's doing over here, girl. He just tugged
in the party. Mr. Bear is below the table. So he's hanging out. That's all the good vibes. I'm telling you, the animals love it.
So Holly, yours is I feel free to express my truth, knowing that my voice has power and purpose.
Love it.
This aligns. Hey, Alia, how are you, my love? Hi, everyone. Thanks for sharing your wisdom. Of course, Alia is this beautiful soul I met in Savannah last summer. Her and her sister came to visit, and we've been texting and connecting ever since. And I take her like a younger sister. She's such a sweetheart. So I just wanted to shout her out. So this actually goes with Holly's newsletter on Substack because it's pretty much about her using her voice that has power and purpose while she expresses her truth and her knowing.
Indeed.
The no fluff approach.
The no fluff approach. So Brooke, Your affirmation is, and it's funny, someone said boundaries earlier. So, Brooke, your affirmation is, my boundaries are an act of self love, protecting my peace and my energy. My boundaries are an act of self love, protecting my peace and my energy. So, Alia, your affirmation is, I choose to walk my path with courage, grace, and resilience. I choose to walk my path with courage, grace, and resilience. So, anyone else in the chat say yes? You know how this goes. Y'all look forward to this all the time when I do this. So, we'll wait until they're, what you call it? Oh, let me pull one for me. That's what my spirit just told me just now. Like, bitch, what about you? So mine's is, I feel attuned to the gentle whispers of my soul guiding me to peace.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
beautiful.
I
That
feel
is
attuned
beautiful.
to the gentle whispers of my soul guiding me to peace. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep, that resonates with me 100% because I'm in the season of definitely being more peaceful. Thank you, Dillis, for your blessing, and I'm doing great. Mwah. Brooke says exactly, my greatest strength with folks, boundaries. Absolutely. What's your take on boundaries? What's your definition of boundaries, ladies?
Boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
I think boundaries really define who it is that you are. It lets people know who it is that you are.
Mm-hmm.
It lets people know, the parameters of you, if that makes sense.
The core.
Exactly. It lets people know, kind of like if you have a home, you have boundaries that define the home. I don't think boundaries are a negative thing. I think they define your personality, they define who it is that you are, and it puts people on notice as to what it is they can expect of you. Um, and I think that boundaries are really for us, so that we know who we are. We know what we'll stand for. We know what we won't stand for. We know where our joy lies. We know the parameters of ourselves. And when we know that, it's obvious to others.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, it becomes more obvious to others. So I think creating those boundaries is really just about being clear about who it is you are and desire to be, and living in that truth. Um, Having boundaries is a big discussion because a lot of us didn't create them, right? A lot of us,
That's right.
are suffering from a lack of knowing exactly who it is that we are and living in that, and swaying and moving and going in and out of other people's desires and other people's wants and things like that. So boundaries are very important.
I think I would add to that boundaries
Oh, hey,
help us.
T-Ray. Mm-hmm.
They help us know what needs to be protected. If we think of what happens when you go to a museum
Mm-hmm.
and the display has boundaries, a
Mm-hmm.
rope, glass, a gate, the thing within the boundaries needs to be protected.
Mm-hmm.
So Ray said, we are the thing that needs to be protected. And the boundary says, this is the space that you can't cross.
Yeah.
And boundaries, like everything else, can grow. So you may not have a lot of them in the beginning, especially as we're starting that healing journey when we've been treated certain ways.
Mm-hmm.
People have done things to us and we don't have boundaries. We didn't know we were supposed to have boundaries. And as we're learning, we can put up a boundary, and it can be a 1-inch one this week, and then we learn a little bit more. We put up a 4-inch one, and we learn a little bit more. We put up a 12-inch one. So we don't have to have it all done at the beginning.
Yeah.
We grow. As we heal, we grow. And we keep adding to our information and our understanding and it increases those things, boundaries.
Yeah.
What we give and what we won't give, not giving away our last when our own light bill is due. You know what I'm saying? Those things just get better. And as they get better, they make us better.
True.
Mm-hmm.
They make us better.
Boundaries, my ability to communicate what I will and will not accept physically, socially, and emotionally from family members, lovers, friends, my children, bosses, and coworkers. And let the church say amen all the way in the back of the pews.
Amen.
Hello. Write it down.
Well said. Well said.
What's your definition of boundaries for you?
What do I allow go on? What I will allow to happen within my space. So I think some of my boundaries are just self put out there. You kind of you walk in your truth. You also have there are some boundaries that are apparent. I would say without saying anything. Say you have a boundary without saying you have a boundary.
And we do that. You do know that. We do that. There's just like one really particular word that gives us permission to do that. And the word is no.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's what no is. It says this is a boundary without saying I have a boundary.
Very, very powerful word.
Most powerful.
A whole sentence.
Whole sentence.
Oh, he didn't know his boundary.
Mr.
You have to practice no. 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 I'm sorry. No.
How about no?
Yeah, you don't know just how to say it. You have to actually practice it.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I think for me is definitely that word no, making it entire sentences, and I feeling guilty about saying no. But also the way that I look at people sometimes is like, I wish you would. I wish you motherfucking would. I so wish you would. My look and my energy gives off my boundaries. Especially when I know I've said it once and then you come at me again. And I always tell people this about me. I'm loving and I'm caring, and I will give and accommodate until I won't. And the thing about that is too, the next time you come around me, I'm not going to be the same person that you met the first time. Because at that point, I'm not going to show you that part of me no more.
Can't give you the best.
I'm going to be a big ass walking boundary. It's like, oh, nah, we don't think so. Not over here. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not never.
Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. Nope. Ray know that about me.
Indeed.
She know.
Indeed.
I'm the same person. And you can't be everything for everybody, with who you are as a person sometimes, because people will try. They'll always try, So for me, it's like once I become to the point where I mentally check out and I start giving you one more sentences, best believe at some point you're not going to get no 2 weeks notice, no severance package. Dillis is ghosting, blocking, deleting the whole 9 yards, as if though you never existed.
I think we forget that we influence each other, and I think that we forget that with every person that you meet, they leave a mark. There's every person that you have an experience with, they leave an impression on you. So in these instances where people continue to cross boundaries, or they continue to cross boundaries to affect you in a negative way, that we do change, that we do transform, that a lot of times the inauthenticity within us is trying to remain the same while you've done twisted me, turned me, and changed me. On the inside, I'm a completely different person, but on the outside, I'm trying to remain that same person that you met, right? So most definitely having your boundaries is protection for that roller coaster of experience that you can have with another individual. And if you're not coming into people's lives intentionally saying that when I'm in somebody's life, I'm there to influence them in a positive way,
Mhm.
then know that you are changing people's lives. You are influencing their life in a way, right? So definitely creating those boundaries and knowing who it is that you are will help to protect you when other people come into your life and they don't know who they are, because they'll take you on that roller coaster.
They'll take it with take
I've been on a couple of roller coasters, man.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, did you your definition? You did it?
Mhm.
Yeah. Speaking of that, at what point in your life did you realize who you are and how clear was it when you knew who you were or you know who you are?
I think one of the beautiful things about being a woman is that every 10 years we're a different person.
Mm.
From 10 to 20, we become 10, you're a child, 20, you're able to mother.
Mm-hmm.
20 to 30, you're at a different place in your journey. So, like every 10 years, there's a part of me, something within me that changes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that we have to be any one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I'm just thinking about what I was before I met Ray. That Ray don't have no idea about. You know what I'm saying? Because when I say a completely different person, I was a completely different person. And then I learned some things that changed the way I viewed the world. And so I changed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that I think you have to be one person all the way through.
Mm.
I think for myself, in a similar way, I'm constantly discovering aspects of myself.
Mm-hmm.
As far as knowing who I am, I think that over, like Beverly said, over the years, I know that I've changed, I've transformed, I've been a different presentation to the world.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the core aspect of who I am, that is to me the journey of living, right? The discovering of me on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know who I am? Yes. Right? Can I express myself and know what I'm feeling, thinking, and what I'm experiencing? Absolutely. Um, am I currently embodying all that I can be? No. And I'm happy to rediscover who Ray is at the end of 2025. Just like how I'm happy to see who I am at the end of this year as opposed to, where I started. But if there's a point in like really pinpointing who it is that I am, I don't see that necessarily in me. I see that in my daughters because they're young adults, right? I see aspects of me in that, right? In that, I see aspects of me in them, that are I'll just leave it at that. I see aspects of me in them.
Did you G Love in the AM?
I know exactly who I am, and that's how I'm going into 2025.
Yeah,
Knowing who I am and marching to that.
Good for you.
good stuff.
Like pray tell.
No idea, but we're doing it.
I think for me, my journey started in 2020 when I went through this really, really powerful, deep, dark night of the soul. I had to do a lot of shadow work and faced a lot of myself that I didn't want to face. And sometimes it was making a choice to ignore. And also too, I was pretty much doing a lot of surface healing. I really didn't go deep as I could have went. And Willie's making an appearance.
Welcome.
Hello. Hey, Willie.
Welcome.
So okay, I'm gonna put you down, Willie, because he called me. But and that's when I knew that I was changing and growing, because I gave myself permission to be uncomfortable, to feel the pain, to go through the emotions, to be vulnerable with myself, to allow my spirit guides to lead me and direct my steps in that way. And that's how I became the person y'all get to experience. And I feel like every year I amplify and enhance and elevate and evolve and grow in a different kind of way with myself. And I've mastered introspection and self inventory. And I do it all the time. I like to sit with myself, regardless of how painful, how uncomfortable, how peaceful, how joyful. This is something that I want to always make sure that I do. And I think the one thing that helped me to know who I am and grow into myself as I was watching Elisa Nichols' video back in 2020. And she said, I woke up to myself. And that's what I was experiencing, waking up to the self. And I was able to like really sit with that. And it brought me to tears, and I had to sit with that for a whole day. Damn, girl, you waking up to yourself. And the other part about that is I had like 8 altars in my house that I was paying homage to my ancestors and so on. And I remember for 6 months straight, every day I would pray and ask God of my understanding to remove things from my life. And I wasn't specific. So it was like, okay, cool. We're going to remove your cycles, your patterns, your toxic behaviors, trauma that you never confronted or deal with, all those things. I had to like really do it to the point where from 25 years old to 34, I experienced miscarriages. And because I didn't realize I was so dissociated from myself, I didn't mourn the loss of my children until that time. So I had to go through that whole process of all of like, it was a list of things that my ancestors and spirit guides were showing me that I didn't deal with, that I like masterfully and spiritually dissociated from, to bring myself back to me. And then the dark side of myself, that chick is so vengeful and bitchy and mean and manipulative. I felt like I needed to wrap her up in a straight jacket, put her in some change, and throw her in the back of the closet somewhere, because I didn't want to deal with her. And so for 2020, I had to deal with her. She was like right here, like, what we gonna do? Either you walk in your duality of your light and your dark, or we're gonna continue to go through the cycle. And that's when I was able to like really figure out who I wanted to become, who I was choosing to become.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
That sounds like a journey.
Oh, it's still a journey.
Indeed, because we forget that in order for it to be removed, it has to come up.
Mm-hmm.
It has to come up in order for you to remove it. It doesn't just remove; it comes up, and it comes to your conscious awareness, in one way or the other, either through your body, your emotions, your actions. So yes, in order for
it came through my body, because there were moments where I didn't realize I was going through a Kundalini awakening, where my whole insides felt like somebody just threw me in the oven and just left me there on 375 to cook. That's what it felt like. And it was to the point I had to shut down everything I was doing, because I would do oracle card readings and such. And, my clients would be calling me, oh, hey, I need a reading. And I'm energetic and I'm woohoo. The one time I would go to my altar to get the cards, my energy was just gone. I was exhausted beyond belief. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And it was like, no. You're sitting with yourself. You're not helping no damn body. Sit with your damn self.
Yeah.
I had to understand the assignment.
Mm-hmm. And when it's time, it's time.
Yeah. And it was time. That was an experience and a half. It was such a gift to me that I'm forever grateful for that gift, that I was able to like really give myself in that way and allow my spirit guides to like guide me through the process.
I'm looking at Bear.
Oh, you're looking at Mr. Bear? Mr. Bear's just doing whatever.
Exactly. To me.
So what is the one word that you want to embody in 2025? What is that one word?
I'll say flow. I'll definitely say flow.
Mine's is compassion.
Yeah.
Gratitude.
And again, sustainability in all things.
Yes.
That's my word. What's your word in the chat? Y'all are quiet. Movement, something. So, Ray and Beverly, thank you so much for joining us, as well as you, Holly.
You're
much
welcome.
appreciated.
Nice seeing you, ladies.
Nice having
to see you
yes,
too.
like a warm cup of tea.
You know? Well, thank you.
So, as her word for 2025 is courage. Her word is courage for 2025. Anyone else, please let us know. Ray, can you tell the peoples exactly where they can find you, connect with you, and also what are all your services enlisted? What is the details of your services?
Wait.
Sure. So my name is Ray Carr. You can connect with me on Instagram. If you are on Instagram, it's Ray M Carr _coach. On Facebook, it's Ray M Carr. Look for me, friend me on Facebook. It's pretty new Facebook page. So hook a sister up, give me a like.
Be my friend.
I promise you, be my friend. Let's. But what I do, like I said, I am a life coach, certified life coach. I'm a hypnotherapist, a clinical hypnotherapist, and I also do past life regression, quantum healing hypnotherapy technique, past life regression. Those are the tools that I use to help my clients. In 2025, I'll be launching my coaching program. So please friend me on Facebook and Instagram so y'all can see my coaching program, and so also that y'all can see some of the clients and some of their journey and their improvements. I so love working with my clients. I promise you, if money wasn't a thing in this world that we need, I'll be like, hypnotherapy for you and you and you and you. Come down. Let's do some things. And that is truly my heart. I really just love seeing people really recognize that the life that they're living can be improved and can be the life that they truly desire to live, not just be in a space of reacting to what has been given to us. So please, it's Ray Carr, RAYECARR. Get me excited about Facebook by truly connecting with me, if what it is that
I'm gonna find it right now.
Yeah, good stuff.
Beverly?
So I am Beverly Brown. I am a mental health counselor and a hypnotist. And I use core transformation and the wholeness work to help people transform their lives, to help them step out of that place of feeling guilt and shame into a new place of wholeness and a transformed heart and mind. So you can find me on Facebook. I am Renew with Beverly.
Renew with Beverly.
Yes. And on Instagram, I'm Renew with Beverly. And my website is Renew with Beverly.
She had you waiting like it was something new. Renew with Beverly.
Renew with Beverly. So come on and check us out. I'm in the same place. I'm introducing some new things this year, and I actually have a newsletter. If you go on my website, you can sign up for my newsletter. It goes out every week, and I really enjoy it. And would love to have some chit chats with you. I like these. It feels like we're sitting around the fire pot. Just having a good time.
For conversations.
I do want to say something.
Sure.
Beverly and I are planning a retreat in 2025.
Oh, yes.
Right. And the retreat is about knowing that you can achieve a place of safety within yourself, within your emotions, right? So that you can deal with those things that have been affecting your life, right?
Mhm.
So it would behoove you to get on our Facebook page.
Yes.
It will behoove you
Yes.
to get on her mailing list, because we're doing this together and we're combining with our powers combined, right?
Yes.
We are helping women in a fun environment. We love nature, so it's in a nature environment where we get to go out and spend some time in nature and really intentionally work on the things that have us fearful in this life and in this world, while connecting with other women that are in the same space
And are ready for change.
and are ready for change, while having an adventure. Because if you know me, we don't do no lackluster things, right? We don't do like, I'll say this, where we're doing the retreat, the first thing I tell people, if I invite you to the retreat, I say, once you get to the entrance, turn your cell phone on and record yourself driving in, right? Because it's just that much of an adventure from the start. From when you turn off, it's an adventure. So, yeah, if you want to know more, sign up. Get on our
Details
Facebook page.
will be coming.
Right?
It is happening. It is happening.
Yes, especially now that we said it.
So Brooke says her one word for 2025 is evolve.
Yes, beautiful.
So Holly, what's going on with you? Like for 2025, like what is
Oh
it
no,
that
we're
you're
done.
doing?
It's 8:37. I've got stuff to do.
Really?
You've been putting me on the hot seat.
I mean, you wanted to come on Soulful Conversations.
I
That's
know.
what we do.
I know. Hot seat.
Well, she has her Substack, so if everyone can go to Holly's Substack, is G Love in the AM, and follow her. She has a lot of insight and wisdom and experiences and all that's good
A lot
stuff.
of jokes too.
A lot of jokes too.
Yes.
And yeah,
Mhm.
so that's her. I for 2025 and getting back into a lot of writing as a writer, author, 4-time self-published author. I'm going to be hosting writing classes for those who want to be aspiring authors and be a book writing guide for those people, as well as being a speech writer as well for all occasions, keynote, weddings, retirements. These are things that I've done before, and I really like it. To also becoming a keynote speaker again. So speaking, hosting, interviewing, things of that nature. That's my path for 2025. And also with my Substack, it is Authentically Dillis, and that is a journey to how I embody authenticity, freedom, and truth. And with that comes a 30-day challenge. So I'm doing a 30-day challenge for each month of 2025, where my community, I want to challenge them to do one specific thing for that specific month. So it's embodying authenticity, what that looks like, giving them step-by-step PDF downloads, affirmations, instructions of how to embody who they are that one month, and then the following month will be something else until they become completely whole and they are embodying authenticity, truth, and freedom within the self. So that is 2025. It's a tall order, but I know I can get done.
Yay!
Yes.
And y'all follow me at anyway. So, but now I've changed my social to Authentically Dillis because I want to really embody authenticity, freedom, and truth. And I've been told I'm a very authentic person, to the point that I have a tattoo on my ribcage that says "Fearlessly Authentic." And I had that done when I turned 40. And that's definitely my word. And people always tell me that you're so damn authentic. It's scary. I'm like, I don't know. That's the only way I know how to be. So that's my word is sustainability, but my whole entire life of who I embody is someone that's authentic.
Hey Ray, I sent you a friend request already too.
Yes, I will. I'm right on it. I
Okay,
got
wait
you.
now.
Yes.
Hold on. Are we sharing?
Yes, we
Hold
are.
on, hold on.
Yes, we are. What is it? Renew with Beverly?
Renew with Beverly.
Beverly said, send
let
my
me jump on
request.
I don't want Beverly to feel left out. Like, oh, y'all look over here just talking about Ray. So let me just go ahead and just do this. Renew with Beverly.
I have to find you. I'll check it. I'll check it.
Let's see.
Tell me if you found that one.
Renew with Beverly. Is it a page?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Make sure we can see it together.
Let me see if I see it. Definitely.
You should be able just to type it in.
Should do
You know
your
what?
own.
These damn phones, I'll tell you. Let me see.
We'll get you on there. We'll definitely get it on there.
Yeah, Ray, if you could do me a favor and just send me the link.
Okay, we will.
I sure will.
I sure will.
Yeah, definitely send me the link so I can definitely check it out. And Holly has a very distinct voice. Yes, she does.
Did somebody say that?
Yes. Not
Oh.
here, but on
Oh,
separately.
oh.
So thank y'all so much for joining me. Thank you. We actually popped Holly's cherry for Monday Night Soulful Conversation. And thank you so much, Beverly, for joining us. I appreciate you. When Ray called me, I was like, yes, bring her on. The more, the merrier.
Yeah,
Well,
Beverly,
yeah,
you
it was a nice conversation.
Sure.
I enjoyed
Thank
chatting with you ladies. It was really great.
Absolutely. Ray's just gonna send me the link, and I'll send it to you. We'll go ahead and we will follow her. Or you can go to Ray's page and see her friends.
Oh, right. Well, she hasn't accepted me yet. She's playing hard to get.
I am. I just gotta log in. I just gotta log in.
Chat for joining us the last Monday of 2024, and this is the last Monday Night Soulful Conversations of 2024. We have so much more stuff in store for everyone in 2025 for Soulful Conversations. And please do not forget about it's not coming up for me, Beverly. That's what Brooke is saying. It's not coming up. So once I get it, Brooke, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yes, put it on
Please
in the chat too.
on the lookout for Entrepreneur Business Streamathon taking place Wednesday, January 8th. Ray is one of the business entrepreneurs that will be on the Streamathon. There's still time slots available. So Beverly, if you're interested, Ray can give you the information to come on the Streamathon. It is a 8-hour entrepreneur party, Streamathon party, where you talk about your business. This time it's with a twist. I'm going to have 3 entrepreneurs on at the same time talking about your businesses, but also networking and collaborating and partnering all at the same time.
Oh, wow. That should be exciting.
Yeah, so I'm going to have people from all different industries and walks of life to see what type of tips and strategies you can bounce off of each other and see if you can network together. And if they have any people that they may want to refer you to and vice versa, that's how we're going to do this. And the incentive about that too is if you invite other people to jump on the Streamathon, depending on which package they get, you get a referral fee as well. I know. So yeah, I will definitely go ahead and keep everyone posted on that. And till next time, so Happy New Year. Please be safe.
Happy New Year.
And all that good stuff.
Happy New Year, everybody. Have an amazing celebration and a prosperous new year. I look forward to seeing everybody shining and growing and evolving and comforting and, and being grateful and all those stuff. I really do believe that, with that intention in mind going into the new year, we all will be doing some amazing things. So
Yeah.
I look
And
forward to it.
I would add on to that, don't wait until 2025 to start taking action on those goals and dreams and desires of your heart. Like, let it happen today in real time to set the course for 2025.
Indeed. Indeed.
That's what I would add to that. So have a good one, ladies. Mwah, mwah, mwah,
Thank
mwah.
you. Yes, definitely.
See y'all.
See you later. It was great being with you. Thank you.
Welcome. Have a good one.